Welcome back to part 2, guys. So let's continue with another web tracking method, and that is browser fingerprinting. Browser fingerprinting is a relatively new technique that allows websites to identify unique visitors via their web browsers. When you connect to a website, your browser relays a bunch of data that the website uses to optimize your experience. This data can include your device model, screen resolution, operating system, preferred language, history, time zone, any plugins you're using, and all kinds of other information. Since the chances are very small that any two users will have exactly the same browser data, this set of parameters becomes your browser fingerprint. Once a website assembles your browser fingerprint, it can confidently assume that any future connections with the same fingerprint as yours are coming from you as well. Browser fingerprinting lets websites track your behavior every time you visit. Browser fingerprinting is also a security technique. Banks use browser fingerprinting to detect whether someone is logging into the same account from multiple devices, which may be an indication of fraud. You can also disguise your browser fingerprint with effective anti-tracking software. Such software is called an anti-detect browser. It can basically block all forms of trackers on every site you visit. It uses advanced anti-fingerprinting technology, which keeps your identity safe against even advanced tracking techniques like browser fingerprinting. HTML5, the latest version of HTML coding language that developers use to build websites, includes a canvas element, originally used for drawing graphics and animations on a website. It's now been co-opted into a powerful fingerprinting tool. Canvas fingerprinting results from websites learning how your browser responds to graphical instructions. When you visit a website that uses canvas fingerprinting, that website instructs your browser to draw a hidden image. Due to variations in each person's device hardware, graphics card, and settings, your browser renders the image slightly differently than someone else's would, providing information about your unique digital fingerprint. When paired with other tracking information, canvas fingerprinting is highly accurate. Because there are many legitimate uses of HTML5 canvas element, blocking it outright is not an effective anti-tracking solution. And unlike cookies, which you can easily block or delete, canvas fingerprinting doesn't rely on adding anything to your browser. For those reasons, it's one of the trickiest tracking methods to avoid. Wondering who's tracking your internet activity? Pretty much everyone. Google, Instagram, Facebook, WhatsApp, and almost every other website service provider or app that you use. Your data is also in the hands of plenty of companies that you don't interact with at all. Thanks to data brokers, companies that aggregate data and sell it to other parties. In today's digital age, your data is extremely valuable. Companies want to learn as much about you as they can. This knowledge allows them to tailor their apps to your preferences, and it allows advertisers to target you with messages you're more likely to engage with. Some websites that track you allow you to download the data they have on you. Try downloading your Google data to see just how much of your personal life you are exposing on the internet. In general, if you aren't already using dedicated anti-tracking tools, you don't have any sort of guarantee of privacy on the internet. E-commerce websites use web tracking to try to sell you more products. Everything you do on an e-commerce site is logged, measured, and analyzed in the ongoing process to optimize a website and drive sales. How long did you spend browsing before choosing a product? When you search for a product, what search terms did you use? Did you add the product to your cart right away? Did you buy a product at a certain price point but not another? Did you buy the product after adding it to your cart, or did you decide to walk away? Did you return later to purchase it then? E-commerce websites learn about your habits, preferences, and overall shopping style. Then they use that data to convert you into a customer or retain you as a current customer. Many e-commerce platforms use third-party software called customer data platforms to handle their customer data and use the gathered information to craft email campaigns, target you with ads, and otherwise drive sales. There's an entire industry of customer data platform software that makes money off of helping e-commerce sites turn customers' insights into sales. Be sure you're not inadvertently exposing any of your private data, guys. E-commerce websites can also use your data to adjust the version of their website that you see. For example, someone using an inexpensive device with an IP address in a city with a high cost of living may see a more premium selection of products than shoppers connecting from other areas or on different devices. Airline websites in particular have long faced accusations of price gouging based on tracking data, though the veracity of these claims remains hotly debated. We use tracking cookies to improve your experience on our website. Does that sound familiar? If you've seen a message along these lines, it may be less altruistic than it sounds. When websites promise to improve your experience with cookies, they're usually talking about targeted ads. Third-party advertising cookies allow websites to show you ads that are projected to match your interests. These ads are described as relevant, targeted, or personalized because the ad provider is using your data to show you ads that are more likely to appeal to you. That's why you'll often see ads that directly relate to your recent internet searches or to videos you've recently watched on YouTube. Advertisers hope you'll be more willing to click on ads that align with your perceived preferences. And when you click on their ads, ad providers earn money. Now that many people are learning to block third-party cookies, the benefit they bring to advertisers is dropping. Fortunately for advertisers and the websites, but not the visitors that rely on their support, other techniques like browser fingerprinting are stepping in to fill the data void. Web analytics refers to the general study of how visitors behave on a website. The e-commerce applications of web tracking we discussed before are one example of web analytics, but any website can use tracking and analysis to gain meaningful insights into their visitors. Web analytics allows websites admins to learn how people use their site, what people like and dislike, where their visitors are coming from, and who their visitors are. Web analytic tools use web tracking technology to harvest website and visitor data and organize it so that web admins can quickly obtain valuable insights. Whether you love it or hate it, many websites and services rely on web tracking for direct financial support. YouTube content creators earn money by having ads in their videos, and they can use that money to continue creating content. Many journalism providers rely on advertising revenue to keep their content freely available to their readers. Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and other social media platforms serve you targeted ads as you scroll. And when you search on Google, you'll see targeted ads as part of your search results. Almost any website or service that you use is likely supporting itself on the back of your data. One way or another, the people creating content you consume and the services you use need to get paid. This argument is one of the most pervasive on the pro-tracking side of the debate. So that's it for part 2, guys. Make sure to stay tuned for our next part, which we will discuss methods of avoiding all forms of web tracking. Thanks for watching, guys. Hit the thumbs up and hit the subscribe button. We'll see you in the next one.